Right, good afternoon, Year 9. Just a quick video for you, just to give you a little bit of further information that I've managed to gauge from the excellent work that you've done on the online tutorials so far that I've sent you on Milk on bonding and properties and covalent bonding, and how that work's shown up in the Educate quizzes that you've done so far. And I just wanted to point out one particular thing where quite a few people have struggled, and it's just worth going over, ensuring that we've got clarity of understanding on that. And that's this question at the top: how many single covalent bonds does a non-metal atom form? Now, you've got two covalently bonded compounds on this slide. Masses, you've got ammonia, NH3, and you've got methane, CH4. Now, we need to think about these in terms of this question: how many single covalence bonds does non-metal atom form? Now, if you think about nitrogen to begin with, nitrogen, as you can see here, has an atomic number of 7. That means in total it's got 7 electrons, 2 on its inside shell, which is not shown here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on its outside shell. Okay, now if you think about the structure of electron shells, the inner shell is always 2 electrons, and then the shell after that is 8, and the shell after that is 8, and so on. So if we think about the fact that we've got 2 on the inside and 5 on the outside, how many more electrons do we need to get a full outer shell? 1, 2, 3. And if you remember, covalent bonds are when non-metal atoms share electrons to try and get a full outer shell. So because this nitrogen atom needs 3 additional electrons to get a full outer shell, it can form up to 3 single covalent bonds with other atoms, such as hydrogen, which hydrogen is unique because it only has 1 electron, so it has one shell, which means it needs just 2 electrons in its outer shell. So if you look here where you've got this hydrogen atom, because it's sharing one of the red nitrogen electrons, it's now got 2 electrons. Same with this one, same with this one. Now the carbon atom, carbon has got an atomic number of 6, so it's got 6 electrons in its outer shell. This shows the inner shell, so it's got 2 here, and then it's got 4 in the outer shell. Now carbon is in group 4. Because it's in group 4, it tells you it's got 4 electrons in its outer shell. Now if it's got 4 electrons in its outer shell, how many more electrons does it need to get a full outer shell? 4, because in that shell you have up to 8. So we share 4 electrons with 4 individual hydrogen atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4 red crosses, which means we end up with a total outer shell of 8. So come back to that question: how many single bonds can a covalent bond can a non-metal atom form? Well, it can form as many as it's got spare electrons left in its outer shell. So if you think, excluding hydrogen, 8 minus the number of valence electrons will give you the number of bonds available for single covalent bonds to form. So for example, 8 minus 5 gives you 3. 1, 2, 3. 8 minus 4 gives you 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be a way to remember it. Now remember, it's slightly different for double covalent bonds, because double covalent bonds contain 2 pairs of electrons. 1, 2, as you can see in the covalent bonding between oxygen atoms. So bear that in mind. This just applies to single covalent bonds.